Tuesday, July 26, 2022 is now called to order. I want to welcome all of you all here, and certainly Esquire Doug Gorman, who is here to offer prayer on behalf of the county, and will lead us in the pledge immediately following. Esquire Gorman.
Thank you, Judge. If you pray with me, Father, thank you so much for this day, a day that you knew would be here before the earth was formed. We're so grateful for your Son, Jesus Christ, but so grateful for the opportunity to live, work, and raise a family in Warren County, Kentucky. Lord, help us, this court, to make the decisions that are in the best interest of the citizens, to do things that will be pleasing to you, and to always do things with integrity first. Lord, we just are so thankful for the opportunity to be here today. Guide us and bless this county. And I ask all these things in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Please face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please call the roll.
Esquire McWhorter. Here. Esquire Lawrence.
Here.
Esquire Young.
Here.
Esquire Payne.
Here.
Esquire Cummings.
Here.
Esquire Gorman.
Here. Okay. Okay. Next item is to approve the minutes of the fiscal court meeting of July 8th, 2022. Motion by Esquire Young, second by Esquire Cummings. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire McWhorter. Here. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All righty. Now, if there are no objections, I'm going to welcome some guests here from RECC and NCTC who are working on a project, not only the RDOF project throughout the county, but also a project directly for us, installing fiber across Warren County and all of the unserved areas. And Mr. Massey, do you want to talk first?
Yes.
Butch Massey?
Thank you, Judge. Butch Massey, Vice President of Engineering and Operations at Warren RECC. Joining me today, Clint Carter, Director of Technology and Youth Service Introduction at NCTC, and Ben Mays, our fiber engineer at Warren RECC. We wanted to give you an update on where the project stood, where we're rolling out fiber to the unserved and underserved areas of the county. You can see this map, and we also post this map and update it monthly on the website, fiberforwarren.com. So if we take a look at the latest map, the blue area is the original pilot area and the initial expansion areas that you see in the southeast part of the county. The green area is the expansion area under this program that you approved us to work with the fiscal court, and that service is now available.
All right.
So you can see we've put in quite a bit of the area. The pink area is the area we are just now opening up for service. And so if you see the most northern pink area, that's actually been opened up. And then the pink area above 65 is opened up this week. Then the pink area below 65 will open up next week for new members.
All right.
The orange area over on the west side of the county is under construction right now. And then the yellow areas are the last areas we're going to start construction on, and the construction will start in September. We'll focus first on the west areas and then come back on the east side. So right now, we're expecting to be totally complete by the early part of next calendar year. So that should put us 6 months early, based on the schedule you gave us to complete this project.
If you could, go ahead and finish it by the end of the year. That'd be better.
We're going to get close. We're going to get close. But currently, we've passed 6,485 households, signed up right now 1,226, and that's just the green areas. Of course, we're opening up the areas really fast and continue to get signups. Just to let you know where we're hoping this goes to, where it continues to go to, the original pilot area take rate, when we started the pilot with NCTC, is now up to a 71% take rate.
Whoa.
So that's really good in that area. And that whole blue area, the second areas and everything else are sitting at around 51%. So we're very pleased with how that's going, and we hope the rest of the county continues to improve as people get to know and understand the service that we're providing out there. So, and just so you know, overall, we've passed 9,000, almost 9,500 members to date in the county between the new areas and the areas that we had. So we've made very good progress.
Wow.
And so with that, I'm going to turn it over to Clint, who's going to give you a little bit update on the NCTC side.
Thank you, Butch. Good morning, magistrates. Good morning, Judge. Just a quick update from where we were last time. One of the reports that we mentioned last time that we were having some supply chain issues that was affecting the west portion of the county, the orange section that he mentioned earlier. I do want to report that shortly thereafter the meeting, we did have some breakthroughs from that. So we no longer have supply chain issues that was hindering some of our build areas at that point. So things are looking really, really good from that standpoint. Just like Butch mentioned, these guys are going blazing fast when it comes to constructing the fiber. We've had really good signups, right now, just like Butch said, in the blue areas. It just takes time. It just takes time for some of these areas. That blue area has been going on 2 years now. And so we were at 70% take rate, approximately, in the very first pilot area that we did. So we're very encouraged what we're seeing with these, based on, we've had multiple forms of communication, whether it be emails, whether it be social media, whether it be direct mail piece, call outs, etc. We've even had recently, since the last time we were here, we had some local engagements that I think was very well attended. And so people asked a lot of good questions. Unfortunately, a lot of the answers were, I'm sorry, you're in the white area. So that was the disappointing part for that in regards to, waiting on other providers to deliver RDOF, et cetera. So there is quite a bit of customers that are still out there that are in those white areas that do come and visit us. But the ones that are in the colored areas today, we have a good plan for that. Just like Butch said, we're going to be 6 months ahead of schedule, and when customers call, we can get them hooked up. So,
Are you having any problems? I mean, you have all the poles, so you don't have an attachment problem. Are you having to go underground anywhere, or use small cell?
No, we're not. We're going fiber to the home everywhere.
Good.
We're not using small cell. I mean, that's what we committed to do, and that's a service that we want to provide, and the level of service we want to provide, because that's tough to beat. Well, you can't beat it. So we're going fiber to the home everywhere, and we prefer to stay on our poles. There are underground neighborhoods where we have to go in, and what we do is we attempt every way possible to rot it through our existing conduit in those areas and underground areas. So
Okay, that's good. Good.
that prevents the damage to the yards and to the communities.
We're getting some complaints about some people going through people's yards, and we have investigated them and found none of them to be you all.
Yeah,
that's
not
good.
us.
But the other people are not cleaning up after themselves as well as they should either. So I'm hoping that we've encouraged them to start cleaning up after themselves. Anyway, and also on the NCTC side, I'm sure you get some complaints or some calls, but
as everyone.
I've yet to have one that said they didn't really appreciate your all's level of service. Everybody has told me that they're happy that they signed up. The ones that I've talked to have all been very complimentary and very thankful for the service.
Very good. We appreciate that. And just like anything, when you're delivering thousands of pieces of electronics, they may have something that have a problem. Just like we always tout ourselves is, we're within 24 hours we have same day service for trouble resolution and things of that nature. We have technicians that are on call that roll trucks to people's homes until 9 o'clock at night, and we have people on call Saturdays and Sundays as well. So. I won't say that you'll never have a problem, because that's not realistic, but when you do, we're there to help.
Well, we really appreciate it. It makes our jobs a whole lot easier, and it makes when you make the people happy. And that's one of the reasons we all felt good about working with you all, because we understand that your customers your members are our citizens, and we're serving the same people no matter what we're doing. So we appreciate you so much, and appreciate you all being here. And one thing I want to make sure everyone hears at home is that if you want fiber and you don't have it yet, you need to go on the website fiber4warren.com, right?
Warren.com, and then basically when you type in your address there, it'll tell you if you're ready for service. If you're ready for service, you should have already received multiple means of communication, but if you just happen to throw those in the trash, think it's junk mail, give us a call. We'll be happy to place an order for you.
But regardless of where they are, they should go ahead and go on there, even if they happen to be slightly in the white area or whatever.
Always go on Fiber for Warren and express interest. We want to understand where you are. We want to understand where the demand is. That's what that tool does. It's a demand aggregation tool. It allows us to be able to track interest, and then maybe at the end of this, those are areas that we might look to expand to, if it comes down to it.
Okay. All right. Any questions, gentlemen?
I have a couple.
Okay.
That part of answer my first question, just right with your last comment there about there's a lot of areas that people are very unsatisfied with the current providers, but yet you all not there going, maybe looking into there. And I'll specifically mention Sutherland Farms. It's an area that's kind of still an internet desert there, according to the people who call me all the time about it. Future expansion, how will you determine whether you'll potentially go into some of these areas where there are already quote unquote supposed to be other providers, but the other providers aren't providing?
Well, what we're going to look at is we're going to take a look and see, is there a registered interest, or is there somebody in the community willing to be a champion? And then what we've got to do, because, we want to make sure that we invest money wisely. And so we don't want to build it and nobody sign up.
Right.
And so if we have a champion there in the community that's willing to garner the interest and get enough interest there where it's going to cover its cost.
So what I've been telling them so far is go to the website, go to the website, go to the website, sign up as far as interest, and that will determine a lot of stuff. So.
That's right. But we're going to finish the original scope of the project we agreed to accomplish with the county first, and then we'll look at expansions beyond that.
Because what we see when these customers sign up, we see a dot on a map. We see where all the density and the aggregation of those customers. So it basically paints us a clear picture of, is there interest, is there not.
And as far as other future engagements, please reach out to me personally in my area, because I can tell you that you want to do an event, I'll get you the people there, because it's definitely I'm blessed that my area is obviously the one that's been covered the most by you all, and the ones, and myself personally, I took your service, and I'm 100% satisfied with
Great.
what I'm getting
Appreciate
from
that.
you. But I'm blessed that my area has been the pilot area and some of the initial rollout. But there's still a lot that still need to sign up. So if you ever need help with an engagement, you just let us know, and the sheriff and I will be getting together and doing another event sometime soon, and love to have you part of it. So.
Very good. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thanks.
Any other questions or comments?
Judge, there's still some confusion in the county about who's servicing who. There are people that are frustrated with the other provider that's in the county when they call up and say they have 6 years to complete their part of the project. People need to understand that is not us. That is not what we contracted with these folks. That's somebody else that went through the federal part that has 6 years to do that. We don't control that. And it's hard for people to understand when you look at this map and you see the white part, it's a road that divides these things. In a lot of instances, they don't understand why someone right down the road has service and they don't. It's because of the different providers. So I tell everybody too, and I know Butch really appreciates me giving out his number to people that call me, and I tell them, call this guy, he can tell you who's gonna be your provider. And if it's them, he'll tell you when he's gonna be there. That's the best information I can give these folks. And I too have your service. Been excellent. My wife's happy, so I'm happy. She likes it, so. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I think there again, want to stress to anyone who calls you, if they're not in that section, if there are 25 people in the next mile that sign up under fiber for Warren, they're going to get pretty strong consideration for service after they get through with the contracted areas.
And it won't be 6 years from now.
I doubt it very seriously. I think you can. I think anybody in the market can provide service faster than that, and certainly the people who have the RDOF award can if they wish to. Anyone else?
Just, Judge, just appreciate the partnership with both NCTC and Warren Electric and Warren Fiscal Court. It's been a great thing. It doesn't surprise us. I'm glad we had the timeline. It doesn't surprise us you're going to finish early. And what a tremendous project it's been. I will say, I heard Clint say he's solve the supply chain issue. I've got some windows been ordered for my house for 5 months. And I'm not sure what your whole role is, but if you could help me on that too, it'd be great. But I do appreciate the hard work and professionalism. It is a great product for Warren County, and our citizens should be proud of that. So thank you all so much for the hard work.
Right. Thank you all so much. It's a great partnership. Thank you for being here and being so responsive all the time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Ben. Okay. We're going to move on to approve the work schedule for the Warren County Road Department. Motion by Squire Recorder. Second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Let's call the roll.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The next item is to approve personnel changes for Warren County. Motion by Squire Payne, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 7 is to approve emergency determination in the amount of $2,000 to Buck Electric for replacement of lights that were recently shot out at Thomas Landing at the Lonnie White Park. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 8 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2239, rezoning property located at 0 Collett Road from residential estate to single-family residential containing approximately 1.54 plus or minus acres and presently owned by Motley Trading Company, LLC.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 9 is simply to make part of the record the certificate of liability insurance for Kenway Contracting, Inc. If there are no objections, that's hereby ordered to be entered into the record. Okay. Now, if there are no objections, I'd like to go ahead and move down to item number 24. This just as a courtesy to the new franchisee, so that they can shorten the time they're paying their attorney to be here in court. Approve first reading of ordinance 2243, an ordinance relating to an exclusive franchise to collect, transport, and dispose of residential solid waste within the city of Bowling Green.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Payne. Discussion or questions? There being none, please call the roll.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 25 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2244, an ordinance relating to non-exclusive franchises to collect, transport, and dispose of residential solid waste within Warren County outside of the city of Bowling Green.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 26 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2245, an ordinance relating to non-exclusive franchise to collect, transport, and dispose of commercial and industrial solid waste within Warren County, Kentucky. That includes the incorporated areas. This is non-exclusive. Motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 27 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2246, an ordinance relating to a franchise to collect, transport, and resale or reuse residential recyclable materials within Warren County, Kentucky.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Payne, second by Squire Young. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 28 is to approve advertisement of 30-day public comment period, August 9th through September 8th, 2022, and hearing for 2023-2027 Warren County Solid Waste Management 5-year plan update. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Young. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That concludes the solid waste franchises. And if you all have any questions or comments, Mr. Broderick, y'all just let me know.
Just a second, Judge.
Okay.
Good morning, Stephen Follett with Scott Waste Services Division Vice President, Waste Connections, and just wanted to say thank you very much. We're super excited about to have the opportunity to go into this new contract with Warren County and take care of the residents here in Warren County, and can't say enough about this opportunity. Members of our team, Sam Upperman, which is our new manager up here, just got promoted, Trey Holman, Operations Supervisor up here, and then we brought back an old band member, Doug Hicks, that's our customer service specialist. So we're super excited about working through the next couple of weeks and you know, making sure we do a great job to take care of the residents. So thank you very much.
Do we have a timeline on the conversion?
We are working with the committee now on dates so we can do a release with Warren County to the residents and work with them to get those dates outlined. But there'll be no missing any of the services for any of the residents here in Warren County, in the city or county.
Good deal.
Do we
Thank
have
you.
any kind of timeline on Doug, how long he's gonna be till we get rid of him?
Well, we're hoping for a very long time. He can still outwork any of us on the team, so we appreciate having him back.
I'm glad to have his phone number.
You haven't changed your phone number, Doug? Good deal.
I think it's the same number since '97. I think it's the same phone also.
Oh. Well, we're glad to have you back, too.
Thank you.
We're happy to be working with you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Steve.
I have one question, if I might, Steve, while you're up there. If we have a particular problem, I will say that in the past, be able to call Pete was helpful. Do we have a point person that you would recommend me to call in case I have a specific issue? And I just want to make sure, I don't want to follow y'all's protocol. I want to make sure it be within what you want me to do and not just calling anybody. But I know in the past, when I've specifically called somebody, there was action taken, pretty quickly, and I want to know who's that next person.
Sure. So Sam Upperman is the manager here within the district. If you guys have any issues, we'll make sure Sam's email and phone number is available.
Great.
But any of these three gentlemen right here, in a protocol, if you get a hold of them, there'll be immediate action to solve the issue.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
No other questions? Appreciate it, Steve.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Okay. Move on to item number 10. It's to approve the termination in the amount of $11,400 to Bluegrass Ball Fields for 2 pair of football soccer goals. There are 3 quotes received. This was the lowest and best quote.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second. Squire Gorman, discussion, questions?
Is this in the budget or it's in the budget?
Okay. No other questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne. Esquire Cummings.
Yes,
Esquire
ma'am.
Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Get everything they need.
Okay. Item number 11 is to approve annual Amazon Business Prime for membership fee in the amount of $1,299 for Warren County. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Payne. Discussion, questions?
Just curious, why is it so high? I mean, we have a business prime account. I mean, I personally have one. Why this is substantially higher than what I pay to be a prime member. I'm just curious.
To be honest, Ron, I'm not sure. I'll have to look into it, but I mean, this is, I want to say this is the first year that we renewed it. The whole reason we got it was several departments had items that they needed to purchase off of Amazon.
Right.
They were substantially cheaper.
Well, it was just about 4 to 5 times what I pay. I was just curious. It might be corporate rate, I mean, I just didn't know, because it was a lot more than what I pay for my Amazon Prime. So, thank you.
Any other questions?
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 12 is to approve emergency determination in the amount of $2,611.30 to Buck Electric for repair to the ball field pole at Griffin Park. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 13 is to grant authority for the county treasurer to open checking account Franklin Bank and Trust for the clerk document storage account. 4 banks were solicited, and this bank provided the best yield for our deposits. Motion, Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Young. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is to approve the supplemental receipt to document timely postmarked payments received after the delinquent tax bill transfer date. Motion by Squire Lawrence, discussion, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire McWhorter. Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 15 is to approve emergency determination in the amount of $2,465 to Stuart Ritchie Service Group for repairs to a 4-inch leaking water main line at Skypack.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Next item is to approve budget transfers for Warren County. Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 17 is to approve the determination in the amount of $7,087.66 to AAA Alarm System for an alarm system at Moore Park Gym. This is under Kentucky price contract. Motion by Squire Cummings,
Second.
second by Squire Gorman. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 18 is to approve determination in the amount of $2,552 to IMI Concrete for a parking lot sinkhole at the hockey rink lot at Griffin Park. There were no other quotes obtained simply because there was no indication that it was going to cost quite this much. They didn't realize the volume of concrete it's going to take.
So moved.
Motion by Squire Gorman, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 19 is to approve Resolution 2224, resolution of the Board of Directors of the Warren County Regional Jail Corporation authorizing and approving the transfer of real property to the County of Warren, Kentucky, pursuant to KRS Section 58180, and authorizing and directing the dissolution of the corporation. Motion by Squire McWhorter, second by Squire Cummings. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
The only problem is just to put to record, the court doesn't need to take any action on it, so if you just want to make it part of the record rather than having a resolution. The
Okay.
jail corporation had a meeting, agreed to dissolve because the bonds have been paid in full. It's not necessary to continue incorporating and paying the corporate fee.
Right.
Or corporate fee, rather.
Right, so we saved $15.
Let's say $15. You're welcome. So that's that. I don't really think you need to approve, I guess you can, I think they're appealing it, but, just making it part of the record discussion.
Okay. All right. If there are no objections, we'll just make this, she said there's no need to take formal action on this. We just need to put it to record. So, she could have talked into the microphone, but she chose not to. So,
But Amy, we need a motion though to transfer the property though, right?
Which is next.
Next one,
Yeah,
the next
that-
item,
that-
yeah.
That approves the deed. So that corporation had a meeting and agreed to dissolve, and really, the reason I want you all to have that is, I want it to be put to record to forever be kept, because, at some point, in the next 70 years, there'll be a new county attorney. Not for a long, long time, but, and if records are lost or whatever, and I want it to be in the official record book.
right, and it should be.
Yeah.
So, if there are no objections, that's hereby ordered to be put to record. And item number 20 is what you were asking about next, and that's to grant judge executive authority to sign the general warranty deed between the Warren County Regional Jail Corporation and the Warren County, Kentucky, pursuant to KRS 58180. Motion by Squire Payne, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion, questions?
And just to update everyone, the reason this is happening is because the bonds with... The reason this is happening is because the bonds with regard to the expansion of the jail many years ago have been paid in full. And so there's no need to continue it, and it's yours again.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, this is something that was discovered by Jailer Harmon. We appreciate him being on top of it. Okay,
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
item number 21 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2240 establishing Bale Twine Court located in Stewart Farm subdivision as a county road and authorizing maintenance thereon and setting speed limits thereon.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire McWhorter. Discussion or questions?
Josh, I know the answer. Josh, did you? I didn't.
Josh just left.
Never mind.
He knew you were going to ask a question, so he left.
Well, I know we do a thorough, good job, but I also know that some of these newer subdivisions that we've taken in, some of the road works disintegrating much quicker than it should be. I was just making sure that we got everything signed off on before we accept this in here, because I know how it is. Once they go, it's ours, and I just know, at least in my area, we've had a lot of roads in these quote newer subdivisions that have not held up as well as we'd hoped to.
He tries to leave.
Look at him, see, there he comes. He appears out of nowhere.
He was just, I'll let him repeat that.
Sorry, I just want to make sure, I know you all do a good job, but some of these roads and some of these subdivisions we've taken in the last 5 or 6 years are already deteriorating pretty badly. And can we ensure that, like this particular road, that the engineering and all the construction and all the build out will ensure that we're not gonna have to go in there and start redoing something sooner than later.
Two things on this one in particular. Honestly, this is a clerical error we're cleaning up. This subdivision was approved a year or so ago, and there was a street that was just left off the ordinance list. So this is just more cleaning up records. But you're absolutely right. We're struggling as far as with the rapid build out, which is a good thing. We have 2-year warranties built into the subdivision regulations through planning and zoning for a warranty period on these subdivision streets. The challenge is that we start seeing rapid deterioration in that first 2 to 5 years as they build out.
Bless you.
So we're trying to incorporate better ways, better methods of inspection. One of the things I'll hit on is actually cameraing all the storm sewer pipe system before we accept the streets. We were doing that with in-house camera systems. Now we're moving on to potentially a third-party vendor who does that type of inspection, so we can see what's under the ground. Planning and zoning and their staff does a great job inspecting during construction, but there's a lot of development, a lot of stuff happening. We need to probably look at changing our warranty period up a little bit, potentially also changing, there's multiple options on how we can talk through this about when we accept these streets. Do we wait? Do we wait till everything's done, force them to wait, build everything out before we accept them? Just speaking out loud, that's sometimes a disservice to the taxpayer, because they're paying property taxes living there, and we don't plow their streets and we don't do those things until they're accepted. So there's a balance, a delicate balance of how we handle this. I do think there's going to be, and I don't think Ben or anybody from planning and zoning is on the call today, but we're talking about some changes to the subdivision regulations and walking through some of these things to address the exact same thing you're talking about. I know most of you guys know this is becoming a problem as we look at our paving lists every year. We're all these subdivision streets are starting to need work, and that's an expensive undertaking. So we've got to think about creative ways to protect that roadway as long as we can. But it's just with a denser development style now and a rapid construction pace, we are having some challenges around it. Really is, and I don't, I'd love to talk to you guys a little about it. There's some different ideas we've got, but again, we need to look at the whole county, city and county as a whole, as how we want to do this, because the developers are trying to get as many things out for people to live in as possible, but we also have to be mindful of what's the county tax base got to do to take care of them in the future. So again, it's ongoing, it really is, but we are trying to look at that.
Thank you. I knew I'd get the answer I was looking for. So
You got something. So.
One of the problems that I see from development in these subdivisions is when we take in a part, then they're continuing on developing another part, and the gravel trucks, concrete trucks, the heavy stuff is running over now what we're responsible for. I'd like to see that changed.
Correct.
Let it get developed before we take it over, so the taxpayers are not fixing this thing.
What we've tried to do, and I see Ben's popped on a little bit, one of the things that we've tried to do is create construction entrances that are secondary to the main roads. But you are right, somebody comes in and they've got 500 acres and they're going to do 15 phases of a subdivision. Do we as the local government want to hold off the whole project acceptance until all 500 acres are developed? It's a conversation that we have early in our CDR meetings, these development review meetings that we have at planning and zoning before the zone change is even filed, on, hey, how are you going to lay your subdivision out? What are your other ways of in and out? Some of them we can make that work. We can do a secondary entrance for construction only. Some of them it's not so simple. So it's a case-by-case thing, but definitely I would like to see that happen. I would like to see another way in, but it's like I said again, we've got a huge housing need and trying to figure out how to get them done, but also being mindful of what's the best for everybody. citizen and governmental entity the same, so. Agreed.
Any other comments or questions?
All right, thank y'all.
All right, thank you, Josh.
Got another weekend.
I understand, thanks.
One more question.
No.
No.
Ben, thanks for hopping on. If you had anything to add to that, you're welcome to join in.
No, I just concur with what Josh said. It is a delicate balance. You know, there's a myriad of different things to consider when these developments are happening and being constructed. Especially with supply chain restrictions, you're looking at previously in the current times, 100 lots at a time, and they've been asked to go down to 50 lots at a time for electrical supply chain issues, sewer, water, and so on and so forth. So it's really hard to construct subdivisions 50 at a time, have people go ahead and live in them because we have such a great housing need, but then knowing we've got 3 or 4 more phases to follow. A couple other points I'll just make is just staffing. We get more and more development, and right now we have one person that oversees 35 to 40 active construction projects in the entire county. Planning Commission will likely be looking at asking for additional money for additional staff for that come next budget. So we've got primer for that, Greg. That we'll be probably asking for that next budget cycle, depending on how things go. And then the last thing I'll mention is when we develop subdivisions with one way in, one way out, and no connectivity to other existing subdivisions, you get these problems when they're extended, and the same trucks, whether they be service vehicles or construction vehicles, have to run over these same roads using the same pathways over and over again. So that's the only thing I have to add.
Thanks, Ben. I appreciate you jumping on.
Yeah.
Any other comments, questions?
Just one comment to Greg. Before being asked for money for another individual at the Planning Commission, I'd like to be on record as, again, asking for a Bobcat and the equipment that was asked for in the past budget that was turned down before you consider a new hire.
Absolutely, Esquire Young. I'm working with Josh to look at every possibility to upgrade our equipment down there at the road department.
Any other comments, questions about item number 21? Please call the roll.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 22 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2241, rezoning property located at 158 and 303 Clear Fork Church Spur Road from agriculture to residential estate and rural residential, containing approximately 4.571 plus or minus acres and presently owned by Clear Fork Baptist Church. Motion by Squire Young, second by Squire Cummings. Discussion or questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings. Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 23 is to approve first reading of ordinance 2242, rezoning property located at 0247 385 Plano Road from agriculture to multifamily residential and office and professional commercial, containing approximately 43.12 plus or minus acres and presently owned by Catherine Deemer and Patricia Chandler and B&S Enterprises LLC.
Motion.
Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Lawrence. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 29 is to make part of the record the 2021-2022 participation report for the Warren County Parks and Recreation Department. Motion by Squire Cummings, second by Squire Young. Discussion, questions?
Lots of usage.
Yeah, Judge, I would encourage everyone to take a look through that. It's hundreds of thousands of lives are touched by that, so just a great report to have. Thank you.
Please call the roll.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Item number 30 is to approve the order of allowance to the Board of Assessment Appeals in the amount of $200. Is that cumulative or is that individual?
Total.
$50 here. $50 for, yeah. Yeah. It's
Okay.
each.
All right, do we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion by Squire Lawrence, second by Squire Gorman. Discussion, questions? Let's call the roll.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, will the treasurer please present the claims to the court?
General fund, $849,071. Road fund, $103,142. Jail fund, $443,720. Stormwater fund, $40,493. And E911 fund, $14,431. You have to answer any questions.
Have a motion to approve, Squire Cummings, second by Squire Payne. Discussion, questions? Please call the roll.
Esquire McWhorter.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Lawrence.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Young.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Payne.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Cummings.
Yes, ma'am.
Esquire Gorman.
Yes, ma'am.
Sheriff Hightower is not with us today. Not on the call. Okay, Ms. Yates. Thank you, Judge. Jailer Harmon. Thank you, Judge. Mr. Comer. I just want to tell you, I think you did a remarkable job as Chewbacca. Well, I understand it was an epic night. They really had a big time.
I'd like to just say thank you to some partners that we have. As you all may or may not know, the last 3 years we've created a partnership with various partners, the Warren County Public Library being one, and this Warren County school system, and we've been going to 45 different locations throughout Warren County, taking recreation to kids that can't get to parks. We also, for the first time since 2000, opened up a free nightly summer camp that's been running 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, since the beginning of June. It will end when school goes back at the end of the month. We got one more week this week. And it's a STEM camp, and we've averaged anywhere between 100 to 150 kids a night. The Warren County Public Library, other partnered agencies, it's been great. We've had exceptional turnout. Leah Sperlin, Ryan Petit, on our park staff have done an outstanding job with that program. And then don't forget Friday night, we have our mother-son dodgeball event that will be at Michael Buchanan Gym. So if you want to come out and play some dodgeball with us, duck, dive, dip, all that good stuff, we'll be down there doing that. So thank you all for your support. And one other quick thing is if you look in that participation report, I think you'll see that as we were coming out of COVID in 2019 and 2020, through your support, we were able to provide safe spaces, outdoor, inside. We continued to run our operation and to experience 50% growth within a 12 to 14 month period in our Parks Department goes to show the usership of our citizenship
and our visitors to our community of how important they value that quality of life. And that's the first report we've seen with a 50% jump. So we
amazing.
appreciate your support.
Thank you so much, Chris.
I will add to that, my cousin came in for a softball tournament and from Lexington, he said it was the most well-run park, from a park standpoint, that he's been to all year. And want to give you kudos to the staff and the people that operate that event, that the park was phenomenal. So, and I want to question Ruth, Amy, I want to put you on the spot. Are you and Ruthie playing in this tournament coming up? Dodgeball tournament?
No, we are not.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
All right. Mr. Moore had to leave. Mr. Reagan, are you still on here? Do you have anything?
I'm still here, Judge. Everything is going along just about as well as we can expect right now. Glad to have met this week with the Scott folks, and looks like things are going to gradually get into gear, and we're committed to getting everything caught up and looking really good for us. Out in the county, you shouldn't notice a lot of change. Gonna have a couple of new haulers coming on, and we've got one franchisee that we currently have in Waste Management that has contacted us about giving a franchise to the commercial and industrial since theirs has expired. So we'll be addressing that shortly.
Thank you. Thank you. Any questions of Mr. Reagan? Thank you, Stan. Mr. Pearson was here and has since left the building. Travis isn't on here, is he? Okay. Mr. Loving. Ms. Lewis, the PVA. Of course, Mr. Appling is gone. Steve Speakman, are you on here by any chance, or anyone from Contractors Licensing Board? Okay. Mr. Peterson.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Markram.
Thank you, Judge.
Squire Payne.
Thank you, Judge.
Squire Lawrence.
Yeah, Judge, I just want to make a short announcement. Soaky Fair is going on all week at the behind Lincoln Park at the Soaky Fairgrounds. I'd just like to encourage everybody to come out and have a good time. Try to be safe.
Thank you. It's always fun. Squire Gorman.
Thank you, Judge.
Squire McWhorter.
Thank you, sir.
Squire Young.
Thank you, Judge.
Squire Cummings.
I'm going to ruin all this, but at least making one announcement or two. Want to congratulate our local soapbox racers. The World Championship was held this past weekend and so forth, and our local kids, again, representing our community extremely well. We had our local stock kid finish second in the world. Our
Wow.
local super stock finished fifth in the world. All of our racers won at least 2 rounds of races, and so all our whole contingency that went up there, we had another phenomenal showing up in there, and a local, an Owensboro kid was world champion, one of the divisions. So
Wow.
So again, Kentucky represented very well, and I was very proud of our local kids, how they performed, and we were within 0.02 of a second of having a world champion again here from Warren County. The kid that finished second was right. I mean, it was extremely close. So, but it was again well represented, and due to fiscal court and the use of our facility out here, I'm telling you, we have changed lives with kids over the years with what we've done for putting on the soapbox derby and having that facility and so forth. So just want to report that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Ms. Milken?
Thank you.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Mr. Burrow?
Thank you, Judge. And to answer Esquire Cummings' question earlier, I do have an answer for you why the Amazon Prime was so expensive. We've got 12 members, which would be each one of our departments, and it's about $108 a year per department.
Makes me feel better now. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Ms. Hale?
Thank you, sir.
Judge Smith? All righty.
One thing
Yes, sir.
just remembered, the U11's Warren County South baseball team won the state.
That's incredible. That's great.
I just thought about that, yes.
Warren County South, they won the state championship.
11-year-olds.
11.
11 year-olds.
Well, we're very proud of them. Seems like we always have a lot to be thankful for with athletics and academically and everything else. Bowling Green seems to stand out in everything. Bowling Green, Warren County, citizens and teams always make us proud. Our next meeting is August 12th at 9 a.m. Between now and then, here in just a couple of days, Jeffrey Ross is going to have a birthday. He's going to be 21 years old on July 28th. So happy birthday, Jeff. Okay. Mr. Backer, do you have anything you'd like to share? See you sneaking in? Okay. Okay, is there any other business to be brought before this body?
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn by Squire Lawrence, and second by Squire Payne. All those in favor, please get up.